Ever noticed how nice people often seem to be the ones with the worst luck? They're the ones working late, picking up the slack, helping everyone else. Yet somehow, they're still struggling, stressed, and stuck in a rut. Why is that? Today, we're diving into why nice people, well, suck at life. Before we get into it, let's clarify what we mean by nice. We're talking about the folks who go out of their way to be agreeable, who avoid conflict like the plague, who say yes even when they're drowning in commitments, and who are always willing to lend a hand, even when they could use one themselves. Now, being nice isn't inherently bad. In fact, it's a trait we all value in friends, partners, and coworkers. But when nice turns into too nice, that's where the problems start. So, why do nice people struggle to get ahead in life? Buckle up, because we're about to break it down. Problem number one: nice people are often people pleasers. They'll bend over backward to avoid disappointing others. Sounds noble, right? But here's the catch: they end up putting everyone else's needs ahead of their own. This means they're constantly overcommitting, overstretching, and eventually, overstressing. Think about it. If you're always saying yes, when do you have time to focus on what you want? And let's be real, when you're swamped with everyone else's problems, your own goals take a back seat. Before you know it, you're living someone else's life instead of your own. Next up, let's talk about conflict avoidance. Nice people hate it. They'll do just about anything to keep the peace. And while that might keep things smooth on the surface, it's actually a ticking time bomb underneath. When you avoid conflict, you avoid expressing your true feelings, your boundaries, your needs. Over time, resentment builds, frustration simmers, and one day, boom, you've got a blow-up that could have been avoided with a simple, honest conversation. But nice people? They'd rather stay quiet and keep the boat from rocking. Unfortunately, in the long run, this keeps them stuck in situations they hate, with no one but themselves to blame. Another biggie? Nice people don't get the credit they deserve. Why? Because they don't ask for it. They think hard work should speak for itself, and that recognition will come naturally. But in reality, the world doesn't work that way. In the real world, if you don't advocate for yourself, no one else will. Nice people often assume that being humble is the way to go. But there's a difference between humility and being invisible. And being invisible? That's a fast track to getting overlooked, underpaid, and unappreciated. Then there's the issue of being taken for granted. When you're always the nice one, people start expecting it. You become the go-to person for favors, the one who'll cover shifts, pick up extra work, or listen to everyone's problems. It's exhausting. And the worst part? The more you give, the more people take. But here's the kicker. Nice people often feel guilty if they say no. They've been conditioned to believe that their value comes from being of service to others. So they keep giving, even when they're running on empty, which leads to burnout and bitterness. And guess what? The people who take advantage of them? They're probably not losing any sleep over it. So, what's the solution? Should nice people start being jerks? Not at all. But they do need to learn the art of balance. Because life isn't about being liked by everyone. It's about being respected by others and yourself. The first step is setting boundaries. Nice people need to understand that it's okay to say no. No is a complete sentence. It doesn't need an explanation, and it doesn't make you a bad person. In fact, saying no to things that drain you gives you more energy to say yes to things that truly matter. Next, nice people need to start respecting themselves as much as they respect others. This means advocating for their own needs, speaking up when something bothers them, and taking credit where credit is due. It's about being kind, but not at the expense of your own well-being. And here's a pro tip. Being assertive isn't the same as being aggressive. It's about being clear, direct, and honest in a way that's respectful to both you and others. When nice people learn to be assertive, they stop getting walked all over and start getting what they deserve. Finally, nice people need to let go of the guilt. Guilt is the kryptonite of the overly nice. It's what keeps them stuck in the cycle of people-pleasing and self-sacrifice. But here's the truth. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. Prioritizing your own needs doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a healthy one. So, why do nice people suck at life? Because they're too busy trying to make everyone else happy to focus on their own happiness. But once they start setting boundaries, advocating for themselves, and ditching the guilt, they stop sucking and start thriving. So if you're a nice person watching this, remember, it's okay to be nice. But don't be so nice that you forget to be nice to yourself. Life's too short to be anyone's doormat. So stand up, speak out, and start living the life you deserve. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with that nice friend who could use a little tough love.